So welcome to this lecture of the principle of relation applied to the theory of relativity. We know that the theory of relativity and the theory of quantum are in some applications useful, but they have also led to paralyzed thinking. Once you are one and only one with these theories, you are paralyzed in your thinking. You cannot go outside of thinking, and that's a big problem, because science needs a new theory, a shift in paradigm. And why? We all know why. But we need the courage to really step aside in solitude and go to the bottom with all concepts and find, hopefully, new useful concepts. And as always, I start with the wisdom of Albert Einstein. He said that, in my opinion, nothing can be said concerning the manner in which the concepts to be made and connected. Success is the result, is alone the determining factor. So, based on this wisdom, I try with these 5 concepts: mass, flow, relation, transform, shape, to create a new principle, or maybe you can call it theory or a thesis. And I use 3 dominant stipulated postulates, and they are very important, especially number 1. Nothing exists in isolation. Everything exists in relations. So just go in that postulate and then think about black holes. Then they cannot exist because there are relations to the world surrounding reality, surrounding world. Secondly, movement is a property of reality. So then, starting with Newton, and Einstein also used the word inertia, but it cannot exist based on this postulate. And thirdly, every concept has to represent reality directly and concretely. These requirements are close to Einstein's, that every physical, every part of the theory concept need to have a correspondence with the physical reality. So if we use this postulate, then energy c squared and equals cannot exist. And you can understand why. You take it again slowly at home. So the concept relation relates to reality by showing that there are relations with all parts in reality. Also based on the postulate number 1. ABC are any system or subsystem or part of any field in reality. And the relation R is a flow of packages P1 to N within these systems and subsystems. And you see the basic model. So when we now combine number 1 and 2 with the first postulate, nothing exists in isolation, then we got the principle X equal RAB. Of course, we developed this formula to a more practical one. We can see that S system equal A, another subsystem or system, P1 to N, flow packages, to B, another system or subsystem. And you can, I hope in your head, see some examples. So S is a complex of relation between all parts and elements in the system. And these are sending or receiving flows of packages. R is the sum then of P1, P2, P3, etc. But now we have to identify all the P in all relations and find out the content of the logic in this special case. Transformer, the 4th concept. consists of pathway, flows, and infrastructure. As you can see here, basically, the transformer masses are transformed to new shapes, stars, cells, and species, because the transformer is useful in any part of reality. And there is an interaction between the pathway, its infrastructure, and the packages. They are woven and interconnected together. Just let your brain imagine this and think of black holes. So black holes is not, black holes, they are transformers. So on one side masses are going in and the other side stars are coming out, as the Hubble telescope have seen. So now let us investigate the famous equation E equal mc squared. The two concepts to discuss are inertia and energy. We already saw some preliminary investigation based on the postulates, but now we will take it more slowly. Energy, very abstract word, concept, has an outstanding position in physics. So I mean that based on the requirement number 3, the concept energy does not fulfill the demand. And this is, also what Einstein should have seen, because he said that a valid or complete theory, there must be a connection between any concept in the theory and its relation to the physical reality. And energy has not that. Inertia goes for the same. So since c denotes the speed of light, which is correct, it's valid, but c squared is pure mathematics. It hasn't a direct representation in the reality, which is needed, as Einstein also said, but he didn't see it in his own theory. That can happen. We can also notice that none of the concepts E, M, 0, C squared fulfills the criterion by Einstein himself. Every element of the physical reality must have a counterpart in the physical theory. So he said, but he didn't understand it, sorry to say, that his theory was not complete. He understood it on a philosophical point of view because he was looking for the grand unified theory for 40 years, the second half of his life. And he meant then that his theory was not complete. So indirectly, he was the most honest scientist. So if we have to solve the problem by using concepts that directly and concretely represent the physical reality, we need a different theoretical approach. The last sentence in Einstein's paper, this does inertia, etc. The last sentence says that if the theory corresponds to the facts, radiation conveys inertia between the emitting and absorbing bodies. Now we are getting closer and closer to transform or translate the formula of the principle of relation with E mc squared. So let's call the emitting and absorbing bodies A and B. Then radiation conveys inertia between them. Now, if we call radiation R, not to be confused with big R, relation, then we got RRB. That is a special variant of RRB. We cannot translate E mc squared to X equal ARB via a small rb. Please read this slowly more than once, because once we understand that this could be the case or not be the case, it will be very interesting. Inertia, this problematic concept, has in Einstein's meaning or paper two meanings. Trägheit, the German word, or density, and mass, as it looks like. If inertia means mass, then we can reasonably equate radiation conveys inertia with radiation conveys mass. If we then have the interpretation of radiation as transmitting, then we can call it for flow of packages, as in a beam of light. If L denotes light, then L equal P1N, where P1N equal this second C photon 1 to N, where yes, C stands for photons. The sentence radiation conveys inertia will have several possible meanings. Radiation conveys mass, flow conveys mass, a flow of packages transmits mass, a flow of packages transports mass. Based on the formula x equal ARB, etc., we might call them wave functions, since a wave function is a flow of masses. And you can see this equation. Then 1 to 7 below deals with the same reality, how masses behave. E mc square, rewritten from m equal L c square. Then mc square equal AP1N B. Then energy equal ARB equal ARB, small and big R. R and B and equal AP1B. MC square equal RRB. So EMC square equal ARB. And then finally we came to the basic conclusion that EMC square equal A. And yes, you can see the rest of the equation. A wave consists of masses which stands in relation with system. From system A, a wave of masses moves to system B. This is valid for all masses in the universe. Now we need to find out how these emitted and absorbed masses of A and B operate and function. Now, since E cannot be used, we will use the concept package P, which directly represents the physical reality, where P1 to N denotes the flows of packages. It also fulfills Einstein's criterion. Every element of physical reality must have a counterpart in the physical theory. The conclusion in Einstein's paper is that, yes, we saw it before. The conclusion might be correct regardless of the theory of Einstein. It might as well be ARB that is tested. That is, ARB states that between two bodies there are flow packages affecting the content of mass, size, and structure of all bodies. So the conclusion can be the same, but based on different theories. Then, based on the principal relation, we can also investigate energy. If we investigate the postulates of Einstein's fundamental concepts of Einstein's general theory of relativity, on the left side, the space-time curvature, on the right side, energy momentum. And this is, of course, the simplified equation. If we then investigate if there really is equivalence between these two and also propose an alternative explanation for gravitation to illuminate these concepts, again, we can see a mixture of the postulates used. And we see that the general theory of relativity consists of two parts: the energy momentum, which is based on the special theory of relativity, EMC², and the space-time curvature is the geometry, such as volume, architecture, form, and distance. Again, then, Einstein's criterion: every element of the physical reality must have a counterpart in the physical theory. Then it is only mass and form geometry that are valid, since energy, c², and time don't fulfill the criteria. Since it's only mass and form that are valid concepts, we can now ask whether these two concepts are equal. That is, if there is equivalence between these two. The answer must be no. There is no equivalence between mass and form. These two qualities, mass and form, however, consociate, unite, and always coexist in each specific situation. That is, they cannot be separated from each other. They are singular, and their motion is one and the same. It is not equivalence, it is sameness. That is, they describe the same phenomena and not two separate phenomena. Gottlob Frege, the great philosopher of mathematics, of foundation of arithmetic, has written his reflection concerning the concept of sameness, which is related to the concept of equivalence. And when you know, Frege argues, is sameness a relation? Well, let's start the first quote. I use this word, he said, in the sense of identity and understand A equal B, in the sense of A is the same as B, or A and B coincides. Is sameness a relation, he argues, a relation between objects or between names or signs or objects? I assume the latter alternative in my Begriffsschrift. He was also from Germany. The reasons that speak in his favor are the following: A equal A and A equal B are sentences of obviously different cognitive significance. A equal A is valid a priori, according to Kant, is to be called analytic, whereas a sentence of the form A equal B often contain very valuable extensions of our knowledge and cannot always be justified in a priori manner. The conclusion is that Frege's interpretation of the concept sameness is supportive of this paper's interpretation of equivalence. Equivalence cannot be used the way Einstein uses the concept, since he confuses the analytic meaning of the concept, which is meaning of an extension of knowledge. Then the concepts form and mass are not equivalent. And then we put in the sign, we cross over equivalence. So M and F coexist. Then 1/6 below deals with the same reality, that is how masses behave, where R stands for radiation, the flow of packages, E stands for gravitation, S stands for system, and then we have these, you can say, quantum formula stands for wave. So if the left and right side of the equation of general theory of relativity is not valid, we can put them together because they are sameness. And then we can go again, gravitation equal ARB equal BRB, and we can move forward to 4, 5, and 6. So a wave consists of mass which stands in relation with system. Now we need to find out how the masses of the system between bodies A and B operate and function. We cannot use the space-time curvature and energy momentum anymore. We will use the concepts mass, m, and packages, which represent the physical reality, where P1 to N denotes the flows of packages. So the conclusion is that we now need to find the flows of packages in the universe, and I will argue that gravitation occurs when the flows of packages have an impact on the Earth and for planets, suns and galaxies, that is, throughout the entire universe. The concept flow of package will replace the concept of dark matter, dark energy. That is, the flows of packages are 95% of all matter in the universe. Then you can see gravitation can be illustrated as this image. Flow of packages approaching the surface of the Earth, and by a transformer system they are transformed to give impact and new shapes to the Earth, which it does. We went from Pangea to the space surface of the Earth of today, and it will move to next surface structure again later on. Here I have a model which gives an overview how the universe can look like. And here is two pictures dealing with the so-called black holes. Now the Hubble Space Telescope have shown us that there are black holes create stars, and the second image to the right of black holes is quite opposite image, and they are in conflict with each other. So there's a lack of clarity when it comes to the concepts. There are one theory for black holes as we see it today, and the principle of relation has predicted that black holes create stars. This picture tells us how the system of the sun system, are under influence of the flow of packages, so it will change structure of the sun system and the structure for each planet and also for the sun, how they will change over time. Here is almost the same, but you can see X1, X2, X3, different structure of the sun system. And then we go to the elementary particles. Then based on the principle of relation, atom does not exist. The shape is the result of packages in constant flow. And please look at this, stop the video and look at this, and get in touch with your imagination and let it work. You can understand it, I hope. Then also, when a flow package in microcosmos is damaged, the effect will be an atom bomb. And you can see the boundaries, if they are cut off in some sense, there will be an explosion. Then the theory of everything in physics of today looks like this. And the theory of everything based on the principle of relation, you can see in the red below. And here are the notes for this lecture. And thank you for listening, and bye for now.